Hello? Okay. That's some good news. I cannot hear myself. Oh no. Oh. There we go. We're live. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the Bandite stream. Today is day 4 of the Sculptjanuary and of this new year, full of possibilities and other stuff. How are you doing? I'm still on Discord. Let me just not do that. Okay. Alright, I have an idea-ish. But we'll see where we will go with this. Yeah, let's put in some music. There you go. If you have questions, put them down below. And otherwise, just follow along. Okay, here we go. Let's go front view. Let's create a head. Let's start. It is cold in my apartment. Unbelievably cold. Oh, that lasso trim doesn't really... That takes way too much time. Jesus. Wow. This is not even a high density mesh. Am I still... Hey, Ori, how you doing? Hey, funny, I called you at the beginning. How you doing? Hello, bot. Welcome to the stream. Okay. We're gonna remesh a little bit at the beginning. Let's create a UV sphere. Apply the scale. And mirror it. I'm listening to this House Stark soundtrack from Game of Thrones. The only thing that remains good about Game of Thrones. What a shame. What a shame. Though I'm still looking forward to... I'm kind of playing Crusader Kings 3 at the moment. And I'm kind of looking forward to the Game of Thrones mod. You still have to watch Game of Thrones? Okay, well, have fun. Are we still streaming a little bit? Okay, yeah. YouTube is saying he's having problems or something, but I think the best thing you can do is set yourself up to be disappointed in the end. As in, it is a hell of a ride, and it gets, for a long time, it gets better and better and better, and then they drop the ball for a lot of things, and then just... I'm not gonna spoil anything, of course, but you know. People who have seen Game of Thrones know what I'm talking about. I received a message. Okay. I had a comment asking what I put the voxel size in at the beginning. It really doesn't matter. Just remesh, and if you see that the density isn't high enough, put it higher, put it lower, right? Make it more detailed. I mean, sometimes I believe these kind of questions kind of withhold you from really learning to sculpt. Okay, so what is the idea here? There's a sneaking oops, faces. No, faces. There we go. So I kind of want to make this really quickly have to check my email. Or not. No. I already did, however I did hear mixed reviews. Yeah. Let me put the comments a little bit. It is very much own personal taste. I love to work on a higher density mesh like you do. I also hear a lot of sculptors to stay on a very low mesh for the longest. Yeah, I think it's like, I mean, this is not really high density. And one thing that's very important is your base mesh. And that is true. But you don't necessarily have to stay on a lower detail for that. You just have to stay, you know, it's like with real clay. Like, you kind of have to stay simplistic at the beginning and feel out your shapes. And then it doesn't really matter how much detail you have, right? Gonna make a bust here, if that makes sense. Let me find some outfits here. I'll just go to Pinterest and find sneaky outfit, because I already have my reference for the bug ready. Wow, sneaky outfit is just like pretty summer dresses. Cool. Sneaky character concept. I don't know. Don't want to make them hooded. Don't want to have too complex of a... What? Assassin clothes. Yeah, not Assassin's Creed, right? Assassin concept. Oh boy. Rogue concept. There we go. Yeah, something like this. Sure. Okay, cool. So what we want to do... Sorry for a terrible accent. Let's bring this down. Do something like this, right? And then make these square somewhat. Alright. Then we can sculpt. And we just can smoothen this out. Why am I not mirroring this? There you go. Okay, kinda pull this together, down, and we have a brush for that now, right? That kind of works. Okay, let's see here. Drag. We want to pinch point, I guess. I don't like this brush. Okay, okay. Grab. That's the normal one, right? Yeah. So grab. Grab here. Grab up here. Okay. Let's move that. Oh boy. At least as long as a PC can handle it. Yeah, I think like that's the biggest reason a lot of people stay very low poly for a long time is not to have their computers explode on them. Just gonna. Why won't you? There we go. Get these points in the right spot and then just smoothen it out and it should fix itself. Turn off symmetry for that, I guess. Oh boy. Yeah, let's keep it for later. Shade smooth. Let's put very quickly a solidify on this, so that the normals are somewhat correct. And then we can continue here. Let's add some eyes. We want buggy eyes. Bug eyes. Let's see. Sorry, I'm gonna put my phone on silent here. Alright. It's a Monday again. Busy, busy. So what insect are you planning on making? Just, you know, I think this is based off a what's it called? Ones that eat their partners. Kind of want to stick them out more, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot the name. Like I'm looking at one now, but it's not a grasshopper, but like these praying mantis. That's it. Kind of based off of that, but you know, might take some elements from other other insects. So don't go ballistic on me if I get something wrong. The problem is with staying so low poly is that like you can't really define lines quite well. You really have to go really rough. So at this point, I like to you know, remesh maybe once I get like the very basic shape of it like this, and then just put a multi-resolution on it and subdivide it. And then, you know, you can still stay rough, but at least if you put down lines, you can put down fine lines, right? Like this. You don't have to go super. Let's see here. Because otherwise you have to do a lot of stuff twice, I feel like. Are you buddy from the Flemish or French side? Because I was about to tell you that I can say it in Flemish if you couldn't come to the name in English. Yeah, I'm from the Flemish side. I wouldn't even know what it's called in Flemish. Praying mantis, goddamn. Yeah, I wouldn't. Oh, get lost. I get so much spam mails these days. Should I turn off my mail? I'm about to stop using the Windows mail thing anyway, because I'm so sick of it. Keeps forwarding me trash, and then when I receive an important mail from a client, it puts it in my junk folder. I'm like, why? What? How? Windows has never been the best at I don't know what it's called in Flemish or in Dutch, I guess. Springkan is a grasshopper. Grasshopper. I need some water. Or maybe some fresh juice. Bitspringhanen. Oh. It's kind of weird though, right? So, oh yeah, bit praying. Oh, that makes sense. But a springkan is like... It's like a grasshopper. Makes no sense. It sounds so much cool. Everything sounds cooler in English. Especially coming from Flemish. And I've had people like, especially like my Dutch teacher, used to advocate for the Dutch language really hard when I was in high school. And there's so many more words in English, because we play Dungeons and Dragons from time to time, and I actually wanted to play in Dutch for like a session or two, but like some of the other some of my friends they say nah, I want to play in English, because you have to be very descriptive, and like you can't do that. Well, you can do that in Dutch to some degree, but I've read books, both the same books in Dutch and English, and I feel like, or if I know, what really bothers me is if I watch something with subtitles because they speak in a heavy accent, something like maybe Peaky Blinders or any movie with Tom Hardy in it. Also, Peaky Blinders has Tom Hardy in it. So, and what I've noticed is that the Dutch subtitles, even the official ones, will just omit so much in translation, so much subtlety, so much like meaning, because you don't have words for it in Dutch. So I tend to put my subtitles even in English, even, you know, it's because if I don't understand them, I can still like deduce like what they're saying in the subtext. Yeah, I don't see it working in Dutch. So everything sounds so ridiculous in Dutch. It's Dutch is like a non-threatening. It is a very easy to speak language, in the sense that there are almost no grammar rules, and if they are, whatever, right? If you compare it to Latin or German or French, even, it is such an easy language to learn, and also it's an easy language to speak. It's a very, I mean, at least if you're talking Flemish, right? I think Dutch is more articulated, like the Hollandish Dutch, but it's a very flat language. That's why I always have to kind of prepare my mouth to talking English, because if I talk Dutch, it's like you don't move your mouth a lot, and it's, yeah. I think it has lost its beauty when we try to simplify it from the old Dutch. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's something to say about old Dutch, or even like what they used to speak here. If you like find like, because I live in Ghent, right? And sometimes you'll find these old verses, these old this old poetry in old Dutch, and it's like sometimes like really cool. No, 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 no. If it's something you like warming up your mouth. Your mouth is a thing you should do. Like do a little bit of laba 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 boo 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 wee wee wee. Just makes a weird weird noises to kind of prep your mouth for I mean talking, I guess, like so I'm still like trying to find the shapes in here, right, to kind of get a general feel. I'm not detailing anything, I'm just like trying to get something interesting, and I think I overdid it here a bit with the yeah, there we go. This is why I like sculpting the bases also on a little bit lighter or like a higher density mesh. I mean, even like subdivide it one more time. One more time. Just so that, I mean, it starts lagging a bit. This thing also, yeah, with subdivision, you always go like 4 times higher, right? And I'll just revert back. Is it that bad? Yeah, let's go one back. There we go. I mean, the best practice would be to retopologize this, of course, but okay. And then going to object mode. It's a bit hard. I'm going to delete higher. I'm just waiting on this. I kind of already want to think about camera position. I'm still making like. Let's put this to. Come on, the numlock not on. What the hell? Let's kind of find a way to come in something like this, yeah, and kind of go close, show some detail, but like put some 90mm for close up. Now we can like I'm also like deliberately not putting in the shoulder, so I'm just saving myself the effort to having to deal with that, because like whatever, right? Just reveal a little bit more. Just maybe put this curve in there. Smooth it out. If you get a good topology, you can just use a smooth and it'll work like it's supposed to. I'm not sure what I'm trying to do here, but whatever. Alright. Yeah, this is a cool. I'm wondering if I should like let's parent this, right? So do something. Whoops. Yeah. Also want to parent these. If I want to do something more with this, I'm thinking of combining day 2, 3, and maybe 4 to catch up with Sculpt. Yeah, it's a fun challenge. Definitely. Kind of forces you to kind of practice a lot, right? Because I know people who do like these daily things really daily all year through. You might call them crazy, but damn, their experience gets boosted. Like, let's see if I can kind of. It's kind of weird that this. Maybe try like something overlapping. Smoother. Yeah, that kind of works. It's kind of a little bit more readable. Let's put a subdivision in front of the solidify. And let's get some extra edges in here to retain that sharpness. There we go. Like you can even do I have a median point here. Can bring back that a little bit. We could use, instead of subdivision, we could go to multi-resolution and subdivide it there. Then we can, in sculpt modes, like kind of get this edge going a little bit again. Overdid it a little bit. You can even subdivide it two more times, and then really get this going like this. Right. I'm just gonna lower the shoulders. Yeah, maybe turn that auto smoothing off. Change the level viewport to 3. Doesn't really hurt me. Why am I? Hello? Is Blender doing crazy stuff again? Save. I was really confident I would nail the sculpt, but I'm already behind. Yeah, you really have to. I was on the verge of falling behind because I was like, because there's there are some changes in my lifestyle, I would say. I'm like doing some more freelance gigs, and I think from the 22nd of December, or like the 20th of December, everything like was ramping down, and I got like in a holiday mood, even though we had to stay inside, like and isolated. But we had some time off here at home. We had a virtual Christmas party, which was great. Yeah, no, I'm wondering like what is happening here, right? Okay, let's go one down again, and then delete higher. Oh, the fast navigation is also still on. Nope. Don't need that, don't want that. But I don't get the fast navigate option. It will slow down quicker on like brush strokes than it will on navigating. And if it's slowing down on navigating in your 3D scene, it's like, what are you even trying to sculpt at that point? Maybe like if you get a lot more, I don't know, parts, complex scenes, maybe that's the case then, but I don't know. And just for good measure, let's also do this side, right? Okay, I kind of get to the same point. There we go. Okay, got this crease in there. You push it a little bit together. It's a little bit wonky here. But we'll see what it. It's not even in frame, so who cares? How does it not jitter when you sculpt on the multi-res? Why would it jitter? Should it jitter? I don't know. I can do the same with this. I mean, people are always like, oh, use multi-res or use remesh, but I'm like, I'm gonna do both. And then this happens. Oh yeah, what's happening? Just go base mesh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it tries to somehow. I don't know what's happening. Blender is weird like that. Oh, yeesh. Man, I need to turn off my mail notifications. Don't show focus assist off. Oh yeah, no wait, I should turn that on. Alarms only. Okay, cool. Whenever I rotate the mesh to the multi-rest, it goes back to level unit. Yeah. That is the fast navigate. So go to your settings here at the right. Go down to options. And that's turn off fast navigate. Because that's what that is. Fast navigate will... Like, I can show this on here. If it's on... I mean, now it's just like... Not... you see how this is going to a lower level. This is, so to speak, whilst you're moving, it increases performance. But like, I've never had like issue with like moving around the camera. Yep. So it's something to boost your performance, but I don't really know why it's on by default. Oh god. But now you know. The more you know, the better. Just gonna isolate this. Gonna try to get the thanks, yeah, no problem, man. I'm here to help. Actually gonna kind of wanna bring some shapes in here. Not really sure if they're gonna be super visible, but you know, no. But that we at least like have some, yeah, weird stuff going on here. I live for the weird stuff. Okay, let's go to some other reference in the meantime. Let's see, what do I have here? No. Just want to kind of start to move in the realm of a little bit more detail and move away from this stylized look a little bit. Maybe I'll move to my Sculpt draw. Kind of start creating. About the vertex paint, is it only an option? Yeah, currently it is. It's only, sculpt painting is only in 2.92. Because it's still an experimental feature, and but they're working on it. It's actually one of the nicer features I like. I mean, the thing is, I like it for things like Sculptjanuary, but like for in production, I rarely use it. Like maybe for fast visualizations or something, or just, you know, you could bake it, right? But if you want to bake it to an actual texture, you still need to, because the issue is you can't export it. So either you use it for the full render, or you don't, so to speak. Let's get some things going on here. The issue I currently have is that Blender is not moving towards being production ready, although that was their whole, like, that's what they promised with 2.8, and now we're at 2.91, and like they're still, it's still not production ready. I'm using Blender for like even bigger productions, but I already faced so many issues with it. It's like, I would rather see improvements in the texture painting and how the texture painting is handled and how it can help you do stuff like quicker production wise, instead of having like a fancy feature that ZBrush also has that's only for people who are like sculpting and making nice sculptures and like just presenting them on the internet and getting internet points for it, right? Although I guess there are some people who would argue that vertex painting will overtake texture painting at some point, but I don't know. Not sure that's gonna happen anytime soon. And I'm somebody who likes to believe in, you know, the power of progress. It's got like something going on here that kind of goes around here, right? Have you noticed any huge bugs? No. Just like, I had crashes on... It's just like what I said. It's just like, for instance, something weird that happens if you're sculpting on something that's already rigged. If the rig is offset because of constraints, it will apply your sculpt. If you go out of sculpt mode, it will apply to the base mesh, which I understand that that's not easily solvable technically wise, but at the same time it's like, why would I like just disable the post mode when you go into sculpt mode then, right? Just disable that modifier like you do with all the other modifiers. But then that's the exception, and if you're not careful, if you don't notice, you have to redo a lot of fucking stuff. Yeah, this happened to me. And I'm personally like very upset about this. I'm gonna go with something else because it looked too much like a nose. So I kind of create these scales that like accentuate that shape without like trying to. I do want this to stick out a little bit more. Get that shape going. Just trying to figure out how the shape of the face goes. Hello. Hey Sina, how you doing? It's actually mostly through the node system anyway. Yeah, it is Blender. But I saw you using it yesterday. Yeah, I use it for... Man, my music is way too loud. I am starting to yell because... no, where's the music? It's also too much. I'm gonna put some Ori and the Blind Forest soundtrack. So it's a nice soundtrack. The Will of the Wisps. Yeah, I only use it for like sculpts for my own art, because like, and even if I just do a sculpt, right? Because it is a quicker way to get like stuff out there. Because that's the only thing at the moment Blender really excels at is to quickly make stuff that you need, right? Whether we're talking about yeah, what are we talking about? Like, let's say for instance, get a nice line in here. There you go. Like, Blender is used all over the world by very big names as a quick tool to visualize stuff or to get stuff done, basically, right? It is used because people are like, oh, it's never going to be an industry standard. Yeah, and it's like, it's a useless discussion, because what industry standard are you talking about? Like, your average VFX company will use 10 different pieces of software. That is how much of the back of the head do I need to kind of getting there. Like, it has given me so much creative freedom, and yeah, because when you draw, because yeah, for like small stuff it is perfect, right? Like something where I could say, oh, it crashed on me once, but that's okay, because you know, not my entire pipeline of a year-long production is dependent on it, so I can kind of work around it. And you kind of make sacrifices and whatever. But on bigger productions, it's terrible. It's like, I used it now for something that should be very simple, 3D tracking. Like all I wanted to do was 3D tracking, set replacement, and render that set out, right? To some degree, it worked. But I had so many issues along the way where I was just like looking for issues that were not discovered by people yet, right? It's just like, can't name one on the top of my head, of course, but Yeah. I hope that Blender org adding lazy mouse technique, and there's already a lazy mouse technique. I mean, I should use it, but if you go to stroke, you can... no. Wait, where is it? Brush? Auto smooth. Is it this? No. There is an option. Spacing dash input. Stabilize stroke. Yeah, that's the one. That's lazy mouse. There you go. Have fun. It already exists. Because that's not really a hard feature to add, right? And I'm glad they added it, but I don't use it. I should use it for things like this, right? To get like these smooth lines. But I always feel like in some way it doesn't react really greatly to me wanting to change direction or something, you know. Did you solve them? Yeah, the thing is, I didn't solve them by solving the issue. I solved them by brute forcing things. For instance, like, you have your plate, and I was 3D tracking it, and at some points, the 3D track points just stopped working. And for some reason, it didn't do anything. So what I did was just start again, and then it worked, right? So I didn't solve, per se, anything just by, you know, turning it on and off again. Great tip, thank you. No problem. Yeah, I feel bad for the developer of Lazy Mouse because a lot of software now has it built in, and except for Photoshop, I wouldn't know because I don't use it, but yeah, it's still on, by the way. I need to. Okay, so I'm slowly gonna start putting in some details here. I might go, man, it just takes a while until that's safe. Yeah. And subdivide, maybe? Just gonna cause problems. Okay, I'm going to Sculpt. It's fine-ish. It's lagging a little bit, but I think the if I go to no, not material preview. Oh damn! No, the density looks evenly distributed. I don't know. But yeah, it's always like with these shapes. If they don't line up with your geometry, then you will never get like smooth lines, as if you were to like sculpt on something that is more aligned, like something retopologized, right? I have this shape going further here. Kind of want to have this come back maybe here. Shape language and all that. And kind of. Either lower the remesh number or make sure you don't have the holes in your first paper. Oh, is there a way to remesh a model without losing or breaking shapes? No. Like, what Yori says is true. Like, make sure you don't have holes, because that will just, like, break your entire mesh. But I think what you mean is, like, if I would remesh this now, even with small detail, I would still, like, lose, like, some of the details here and there, even though I go to a higher poly count. And that's why I use the multi-res, because it just subdivides it, right? Now I can like go in here and I wanted to like smoothen this out first, but I kind of like the look of this being like dirtily. Add some clay here and there, and maybe remove here. I don't want to smooth too much. This is still like an organic form, right? Yeah, and you want to remesh on a low enough number, but you know, the best sculpting experience still comes from like go to this level, right? Or not even, and then already retopologize and have your flows follow the lines you want to sculpt in. And then once you start sculpting, you'll notice that everything becomes a little bit smoother and cleaner. Hey Keegan, how you doing? Keegan, am I saying that right? I need to look at my reference more, by the way. Okay, I might actually like start detailing a little bit more. I'm just like pushing and pulling shapes here. There you go. Oh, looks sweet. Oh, also, don't like zoom in too much on your mesh, because then you can kind of get lost in the detail and. Cage. Oh, okay. Hey Cage, how you doing? Sorry for butchering your name there. To do this, trying to get some detail going on here. Maybe use a crease brush. I've not been a fan of the crease brush for quite some while now. I'll actually do the trick here, because I used to use the crease brush for like creases and stuff, but I feel like the draw sharp does sometimes like does way better job at it because it doesn't pull the geometry apart so much. But yeah, if you want to do that. Maybe even like oh, that's a bit too much. There we go. Yeah, thanks. No, you're breathtaking. I have not gotten around to playing Cyberpunk a lot. Because I have the game. Got it for Christmas. What's my favorite thing to sculpt? Phallic shaped stuff. I'm just kidding. Man, like I did like last year as practice, I did a lot of busts, like just heads and shoulders. I think like what I enjoy most is doing what I know how to do, like sculpting a move. I've got pretty much under the knee. That's a expression, by the way. I don't know if that works in English, but I wouldn't say I've mastered it, but I surely got to a point where I feel comfortable. Saying that I can sculpt a move. Who doesn't like lips, right? Like, does that make sense, or is it too much? It feels like a bit too much, right? You mentioned you were doing mostly video editing jobs right now. What kind of jobs are those, and where do you find them? If, of course, you're okay to share it. Well, as seeing as you're also from Flanders, I will not. No. It's mostly networking, man. That's the only tip I can give. Like most gigs I get are like from people who already worked with me, who had a positive experience, and then like, because even now, like I had like a gig offer, and I was like, hey, where did you hear about me? Oh, actually, one of our artists mentioned you and said you were pretty good. I was like, okay, cool. So what to take away from that is always be nice to people. Not just because you want job offers, but you know, it pays off. Being nice to people is probably the most... being nice is the most rewarding thing you can do in life. Because it always comes back to you. And if it doesn't come back, nothing will come back, right? But you can never have negative feedback from being nice. And I'm not talking about the creepy nice behavior on r/nice guys. No. Be a kind person. And yeah, it's just networking. Sculpting mouse is actually a skill in itself. Ah, you're from the Netherlands. Okay, cool. Let me then just brag about all my clients. No, just kidding. Yeah, networking. Because like I had a website. Now my website just goes to my ArtStation because I was like, whatever. And I only had ever one client who was like, I googled what I needed and I came on your website, and I was like, okay, what did you Google? And he was like, I'm not sure anymore. I was like, I want to know what specifically he Googled to get on my website, because I don't do any SEO optimization or anything. It's mostly just like yeah, automatic WordPress stuff, I guess. Let's subdivide this once more into the breach, boys. And let's start. Man, okay, that's better. That's not better. Something is going... Yeah, something is being weird. I don't like it when things are being weird. Because, yeah. I'm gonna delete higher. I'm gonna subdivide. Doesn't look subdivided on my account, but yeah, like, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, because I do get a warning here once I start sculpting. No, the warning is gone. Not supported in sculpt mode. Yeah, okay, cool. But then, whatever, right? Like, something is not working correctly at the moment, because I'm not sculpting on the correct subdivision. Go to 1, go to 0, and that's 0, right? Wait, maybe I can show this better in tap in the wireframe. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. Wireframe. Go to subdivide, and once more. Oh, now it did it. Not optimal display. No, you see? Like, now it does it. Okay, I'm actually sculpting on it now. It's kind of weird. Okay, fine. It was doing something weird. It's okay. Let's turn off the wireframe then. The mirror up. I don't think you can put anything above the multi-res, right? The multi-res is yeah, it has to be the multi-res always has to be the top one. You can't even like try to do it, right? Yeah, look, you see, I'm kind of okay. One fix for this is just to apply the multi-res because I don't really care. Yeah, there you go. And now it's sculpting correctly. And that's the stuff I'm talking about. It's like, I don't know what the issue was. I wouldn't know how to start fixing it. I could like try different things and maybe I get to fix. But like, I don't want to spend my time doing that during a like high stakes production, right? Where every day is like invoiced and then beforehand, and then like if you have to spend more days because your software bugs up, you can't really tell your clients, oh yeah, it's gonna be a couple of hundos more. Because, you know, Blender, giggity, and smile really cutely. I'm not really sure what to do with this because I was thinking like, well, I am using an alpha version. That is very fair. That is super fair, actually. Okay, shouldn't complain. No, but for my productions, I use the stable 2.90 is it now. I do use the stable releases, and I do have the same issues there. But yeah, now I shouldn't complain about because they're working on the sculpting features and stuff. But that's very fair. That is yeah, touche. You know, I'll admit when I was wrong. But yeah, it's just like, and I mean, Blender's not alone in this, right? And I'm not gonna blame the Blender devs really for this because making this kind of software is really hard, and they're trying to do it with a very young team, right? And even like if you're working in Maya or if you're working in other software, it's like it will happen. Like in Maya, you also have these kind of bugs where you're just like, what the hell is going on and why is it doing it? And it's frustrating, right? I've worked on projects of Sony for PlayStation, on a AAA PlayStation title. And even then, like, we had bugs and where you were like, why is this not working? Like, house tools, you know, under the supervision of Mark Cherney, even, where you're like, who is the technical lead in the industry, right? And then still, like, we got amazing, by the way, I shouldn't shit on them, because we got amazing, really amazing in-house tools. I think it's been long enough that I can talk about this, right? Yeah, they've made the software open to anyone, so we can really complain to be, yeah, yes and no. They have done amazing stuff, and I'm very grateful. Like, Blender really, I mean, for myself, I'm like, whatever. I don't mind it being free or priced. Especially now, since like prices of software have become a little bit more acceptable in the industry. But like years ago, you had to pay like 5,000 euros a year if you wanted to use just the basics, the basic of industry standard tools. Like, and then the way was just to do internships somewhere and like use their software and, you know, work on their projects, and then kind of in your free time use the same tools to you know, get better. And this is before my time even, right? So I just heard the stories. Let's see how this looks in. Kind of like that. It still kind of has the shape of a human face here. Kind of like these. I'm not sure how to describe them. It's kind of. I'm not sculpting on this. It's gonna fall off. Let's put this on smoother, I think. Nah. I want to put it on sharp, although kind of does a trick, yeah. Just put it on sharp, not sharper. Yeah, there we go. I see these shapes in my reference. I have no idea what they are, but kind of convey the message of. A little bit too much. Yeah, gonna write this a little bit down. How? Just prefer Blender. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of things in Blender's way better than Maya. Maya's bloated. Yes, but Maya is also very I've worked in Maya before on very big projects, and I mean big as in scope, right? Not like. I mean, I've worked with big names, and I'm. Nah, I'm not gonna name drop. I've worked on okay productions, but just in scale they were big, right? I've worked on movies, 3D movies and series, and like you kind of need a stable pipeline for that, because at some point it doesn't become about, oh, we're gonna create a shot and it looks neat and we can use the tools to our availability and look up stuff on the forums. No, you want every shot to be the continuation to be correct. And you want everything to be in the same pipeline, so then you can have workforce that works shot per shot, so that's cheaper, right? I mean, I'm saying cheaper, it's still expensive as fuck to do, to like make a 3D movie. But you need to have a working pipeline. And in doing so, you need software that is consistent, I think is the right word to use here, where you don't want software that like where you have to start looking for plugins just to do basic pipelining. I mean, even for Maya we would write plugins and we would write things for the pipeline, and every big company has a custom pipelining within Maya, and Blender to some degree also has the freedom with Python and stuff to kind of code your own pipeline in it. But you know, I'm gonna read all the comments for a second. So yeah, they made the software open to anyone, so you can really complain. Blender EV is way better than Maya's render. Okay, so no, that's wrong, and I will tell you in a second. I've used Maya and C4D, but Blender by far is the most comfortable one. Not saying they're bad for Blender. How did you learn Blender? How did you learn Blender? Yeah, by the way, yeah, nobody here talks native English, so whatever. My ZBrush Blender is by far much clearer to use. How can we give our recommends to blender.org? I can see in Blender site. Like you come to Blender and you see the 3D space and not a million different icons. Okay, there's some good stuff in there, there's some wrong stuff in there. First of all, it's not fair to compare Blender to Maya to ZBrush, because ZBrush is a sculpting tool. ZBrush is only made for sculpting. Yes, you can do some other stuff with it, you can render in it, but they put the rendering tools in ZBrush just for sculptors to show off their work on portfolio websites. It's the only use for ZBrush render, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like I don't see any other. You're not gonna render a movie in ZBrush. And that's a tool that's being used next to Maya, right? So, or Blender even. I think some of the best sculptors out there use a Blender ZBrush combination, because Blender is very easy to use, and you raise a very good point there. It has a very straightforward UI now. It took a while until we got here, but you know, it's very easy to import a model, to light it in Eevee, or in Cycles for that matter, and then just to publish it, right? And if you put some work in it, it looks better than the tools within ZBrush. Although ZBrush has very cool. Why is this so jagged? Holy crap! What did I do here? I'm just gonna use the pinch tool here a little bit. And there's a smoothing, and here's pinching. Man, this just looks messed up. I don't want to go even deeper with the amount of faces, because it's gonna... I am gonna apply the multi-res though. I think that will speed things a little bit up. The real-time blender. On a program tool but I'm talking about how indeed the UI is much more user-friendly. The bigger tools like C4D, ZBrush, and Maya could really learn from this. ZBrush, I would disagree. ZBrush also has a very intuitive UI once you know it. It has a very different UI. It has a UI that even before Blender was a big thing, a lot of people complain about. Like people went from Maya or 3ds Max or from Cinema 4D or any other platform. They went to the ZBrush and were like, what is your guys' logic here? Why are you using different names for things that are clearly other things, like tools or 3D meshes suddenly? And I certainly dabbled as well in this, and it's very intimidating. But it is a UI. It has less buttons in it once you are sculpting. And you can really customize it, and that's also a very strong thing. And it has very powerful tools, which is also a very important thing, because the performance I would get on the same machine in ZBrush I would never get in Blender. Because I could like in ZBrush I would now be comfortable subdividing this once more and working on it, and I would feel no difference in performance. Although in Blender, I'm kind of afraid to do so because it's gonna break my machine open. And there was somebody saying it will keep people on the program after the first try. Yeah. And there was somebody saying who said that Eevee renders look better than Maya renders. Maya is not a renderer. Maya is a 3D software. And I think if you get Maya, what you're rendering with is V-Ray, and yeah, V-Ray is not the best. I'm wrong. It's Mental Ray? No. I don't know what it is, but it's not very good. These days, I render in Eevee for my productions because it's fast, and the productions, I currently work with a lot of very small productions, so I don't work with like a lot of big productions anymore. And I actually like working on smaller projects because it's more like, oh, this project is done, move on to the next project, right? You don't like after half a year have to discover a problem and then be like, oh, this project, like if it drags on too long, I can't really stay focused. I like a little bit of what do you call it, variety. The viewport render. Oh, okay. So you're talking about ZBrush's biggest advance? Yeah. So you mean how the viewport looks? Yeah, to some degree. I know they're working on it in Maya. I know Autodesk is doing a lot of effort now to. I'm gonna apply the multi-res, by the way. I'm gonna save first because this might as well crash the whole stream. Oops. Okay, add modifier. Oh, I'm just gonna press Control 1. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, I kind of agree, especially because you have the material preview and like Eevee is kind of used. I mean, there's still a difference between the toolbox render or the viewport render and Eevee, but they used. I mean, it's nice to look at, yeah. Kind of agree, but you know, I don't think anybody needs that really. Animators maybe, but like even in Maya you can have. I mean. Woof. Okay, wait. I did a whoopsie. Can I apply this now and still sculpt on it without problems? I'm gonna try. Eevee is much more accurate to what you will likely get in a game engine. Maya viewport render looks old. Yeah, And that's the thing. Then again, you don't want to be doing look dev or like doing shaders or texturing in Maya. You want to do that in, and that's really Blender's strength. And I will give you that. Is like, you want to do that in Substance Painter. You want to do texturing and shading in Substance Painter. And Substance Painter to Unreal Engine is one-on-one, right? As long as you're using the same color management and using the same whatever, right? It'll come out. Okay, yeah, this is really slow. I'm gonna not do that. I'm just gonna go back to having the modifier. Let's see here. Control Z, Control Z. I'm slowly Control Z. And zooming a little bit to see if it did something. I see people use ZBrush for like basic UV sphere and cube models when I'm like, you can legit do that in Blender and save so much time and money. Yeah, true. Because that's the thing. Blender's real strength is the fast pipeline. It in the sense that, whoops, I dropped something. It's nothing. I'm just gonna drink some water. What the hell? Go away. What the hell is this? No. Shoo! Dacht menu. How dare you speak Dutch to me? Blender's real strength is you open it up, you can make something really quickly, render it out, or export it to a game engine, and there lies its real strength. It's an all-round tool that's fast and reliable. But once your production goes over 100K, I would say, or 200K, you don't want to use Blender anymore. You want to use proprietary software for different steps. You want to give your shader people Substance Painter. You want to give your sculptor ZBrush. You want to give your animators Maya. Yeah. Nom nom nom. All right. But enough about this, because, I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter, right? In the end, you kind of just want to use a software that makes your piece look the prettiest, I guess. Because in the end, it's like, who cares, right? What I mean with who cares is more like, it's sometimes a little bit an ordeal of, I kind of want to make this edge thicker, but I'm just gonna duplicate this, separate this, select it, and kind of make the thickness a little bit thicker, and offset it a little bit to, come on, oh, it's right, okay, there we go, there we go, and we have a nice, I mean, it's a little bit wonky here on the end for some reason. Solidify. What is it doing there? Oh, is it my bad? Is it my bad? Oh, it's because of the multi-res. Yeah. Apply the multi-res. And then just let's fix it manually. What is going on here? What does the doctor need to solve? Okay, delete these vertices. Go in here. I'm doing a very dirty thing here. Okay, if it works. I'll make sure this one is also. This is even weirder. Okay, can I somehow? Relax. Okay, and then bring it. Oh boy. Relax. Oh no, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's bring this a little bit here, and then relax. Yeah, looks a little bit better. Then, I mean, it's not gonna be really visible, just so that there's nothing sticking out too much. And there we go. That's fine. Can I ask a question about animate and keyframe and animate? Sure. Yes, assuming you have multiple people working on it, that's how it goes. It's industry standard. Do Do you have a video using Substance with Blender? No, I have not used Substance Painter a lot. It's industry, yeah, but that's the thing. SDFS DSF 13 is that once you go over 100k, because that's what I said, right? If you go over 100k budget, you use this software. Because what you say, like, I also would like having a lot of money pumped into the Blender development and be that, like, the master of programs. But it's, you kinda, I'm gonna put it a little bit lower so that, yeah, it doesn't stick out. I can animate curtain in a room. I want to use the animated shape as the main shape. Example, converting the second keyframe to the first. If you're using simulations, you want to bake your simulation and then just delete all keyframes with the second keyframe, right? Or just, there's a button here. Hold on. Object, animation, bake action, right? And that will, like, and then you can start keyframe 2 and keyframe 2. I think, I'm not sure. I don't have that much experience with simulations because I tend to avoid them since the incident. I'm just kidding. Just gotta put some, like, kind of want to imply like a little bit of a harder shape here. Just gonna put some scratches on this. Oh yeah, the reason this is going so slow, by the way, is because I have my mirror on. It's also kind of a weird thing. And look, now it goes super quickly, and I deleted the wrong thing, haven't I? Why is it suddenly so undetailed? I don't know, I'm just imagining things. Yeah, we were just here. Did it? Kind of smooth it out at the end. I kind of want to have this go into, although retain my shape here a little bit. Sorry, mostly a sculptor, character artist. I am mainly a video editor. So the thing is, and a character modeler now, I would say. I gotten a few gigs for character modeling. I'm gonna apply the mirror, by the way. Go into edit mode, and oh no, they're connected. Okay, so we're going Control Z again until that doesn't happen. And I'm gonna merge. I'm gonna turn it off, apply it, and now, yes, I want to separate that one. So now I just want to do some asymmetrical work and just like bring this one in, and I go to this one and like kind of complement these spikes a little bit, right? So it doesn't feel super. And then like I'm gonna pull this a little bit closer, and you know that looks a little bit different. Also on this, I might turn off my X and then just have a couple of things not lining up 100%, right? They're very symmetrical beasts, but like everything is a little bit asymmetrical, and I will just kind of make sure that I could like add even more detail, but I feel like don't want to make this too messy. And I was kind of thinking of like adding something else, but what I could do is zoom the camera a little bit more in. Some cut off the head here. Okay, let's start painting. It's 4:30 already. So yeah, basically what I profile myself as, I would say, is I do. I just help people realize their audio-visual desires. That sounds dirty. Okay, let's go with something greenish, yellowish. There we go. Yeah, and then realize that the color management I'm using is not the best for doing this. Okay, but then, okay, there we go. Look how smooth this goes, right? This is one of the things I was talking about. Like, they did a fantastic job with the sculpt paints, because like I'm sculpting here on a high density mesh like crazy, doesn't slow down, fantastic. Because when I try to do the same thing in texture painting, and it just doesn't work, and like in other software it does, and yeah, you could make the point like I'm nitpicking, but you know, let's get my reference back up, because you're a medium for their creative powers. Yes. Something like that. No, it's just like I mostly like go to clients and I'm like, okay, what do you want? And they're like, oh, we want some like crazy commercial. I mean, there's two things. One is that I help clients make realize stuff, but I also work as a freelancer for other production houses, right? And the latter happens more in recent times, so to speak. Just gonna try and figure out what these colors do here. So check something out and see if it looks nice. I could do this a little bit more stylized, and I might be inclined to do that, to go more highlighted here on the things that are sticking out. Let's go a little bit more. Okay, cool. Yeah, I kind of work a little bit more for like production houses, like, as I said, like, and help do VFX work or do 3D work, 2D animation, 3D animation, all the good stuff, you know. And it's always like smaller projects these days, which I said, like, I prefer to some degree, because I mean, I wouldn't say no to bigger productions, because there's maybe some bigger productions coming along the way. But you know what it is. Just like making my life a little bit easier working on these smaller projects. More variety, less room to fuck up. Definitely. I was just wondering where you were from on your opinions, you know. Yeah. Yeah, as I said, like, the main reason, because I know I've been bashing on Blender a little bit, but the main reason I use Blender is because I work on like smaller productions, right? The main reason I use Blender is because if a client needs something quickly, then Blender is the way to go. This is a little bit saturated here, but I'm just gonna try to fix that. Just gonna go a little bit darker. Yeah, there we go. It's like, I can make it lighter here again. I might have overdone it a little bit. But I kind of want to overdo it, because last time I didn't think like what I painted really came true in the render, so kind of want to overdo it this time and see what it brings. See, there's already like something interesting happening here. Can you feel the magic? I know. Not sure what to do with these pincers. Kind of want to shape them out a little bit more, I think. There we go. It's a little bit better. Just hope the ambient occlusion does its job. Do you think texture painting solely on Blender is viable for an okay quality? Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. If you're just making a small game, indie game, Blender is like more than capable of doing the job. I am mostly talking like, the problem with Blender begins if like you have a team, right? Or if you expect to do it something. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised because I loaded in ProRes footage in Blender, and it didn't like die on the spot, which I was like, okay, it was surprising. I was pleasantly surprised, I would say. Yeah. Or maybe add some color in this, right? Let's see if I can go a little bit more orangey here and kind of try to. That's kind of, there's a nice vibe to it. Just kind of. I kind of want to use it here a little bit. Here, kind of go a little bit darker. Oops. And then go a little bit more. Wait, I want to have my radius. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I never tried hard to texture paint on it. I remember like 4 years ago it was that great. Yeah, it's a whole, because that's what I'm focusing on in this Sculptjanuary, is just getting better at texture painting a little bit. I mean, I am vertex painting, but you know, coloring in meshes is kind of the same idea in both practices. It's a little bit of a different mentality concerning. Let's get the smell. A little bit of ambient occlusion here with the paint, you know. Oh. Bit dirty, but you know, kind of clean it up here. Okay, I work better from left to right anyway. Okay, there we go. And also here in the throat, get some details going. Did you wrap the face? No, I didn't. This is vertex painting. I'm painting on vertexes, so to speak. So as you can see here, it's the vertex being colored. Alright, that kind of looked nice. Get some detail in there. So I'm not texture painting per se. I'm just in the sculpting menu in Blender 2.92. You have this experimental feature that still doesn't have an icon called Paint. Yeah, that's definitely up there in the priorities. I want to have icons, fancy icons to look at. I need to have this darker green to come back a little bit more. Oops, it's a little bit too much. Otherwise, it looks a little bit out of place here. Yeah, it looks better. Maybe even on these harder shells. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, gonna turn on. No, that doesn't work. Oh. Okay, we have to paint these separately, right? Although I don't think we have to. Oh, why did the color change? That is... Oh, because, yeah, okay. Face sets. Cool. Turn X mirror on again. Okay, cool. That's not working, right? Nope, it isn't. Is this perfectly in the middle? Nope. Okay, this is... cursor, no. Set origin to center of mass. And yeah, that somewhat works. I mean, it's just for the bigger colors. Kind of be a little bit lazy. I have to be a little bit lazy, otherwise, you know. There, that works, you know. Oh, forgot to paint down here. Can I give this another color, maybe? Does it have a downside in relation? Wait, what were we talking about? Looks so much easier than the texture painting method with all the preparation steps it requires. Can you convert this into texture if you want to export it to use it in game engine? And does it have a downside? You cannot export. You can. You could unwrap this and you can bake the vertex paint to. You totally could, right? You totally could convert this and. You know, go a little bit darker here, more saturated. I'll just separate this by including this a little bit. I might turn off my symmetry a little bit for this. You can bake it to a texture, and you can unwrap the sculpt automatically, and then have like it's a little brighter. Doesn't look half bad, so I'm just gonna fade this a little bit better. This looks quaint. It's also not, and you could bake it. Like you could just like, that's the thing you can do, right? Yeah, bake it like a normal. So basically what you want to do is just what I'm going to do in a hot second here is plug this into the diffuse color, and then with cycles on you can just bake the color to a texture. Like you would bake a normal map, basically. Like you would bake a pretty cake. I baked a cake, I baked a cake last week and it was delicious. It was a chocolate cake and I already miss it. I mean, I want to bake another cake now. I'm so hungry. It's already 5 o'clock. I gotta finish this first. So, okay, let me... Man, okay, it's... I kind of want to texture paint this, but I kind of don't want to texture paint this because I feel like it will break. So I'm just gonna... subdivide this 3 times, apply it, see if yeah, that's enough. Okay, good sculpt mode to vertex paint it as well. Alright, and let's go to a very hot orange. With hot I mean saturated and the value quite up there. Alright, this looks red. Okay, cool. I'm using, by the way, the another color space, since And that's why the colors look different from the color picker, because yeah, reasons. But I'm just trying to get a nice gradient in here. It'll already be a little bit too much. And there we go. I'm gonna apply the mirror, turn off X, and like I'm gonna look at some bug eyes. Because I do think they just have a dot, right? Yeah. I'm just gonna paint this in here. Let's see here. Put one here. Oh man. Put one here. Put one here. It's a bit shifty looking. And it kind of looks weird though. What if I shape this to be like shifty looking? That kind of works, right? It's super stylized, but it kind of works. Yeah, totally. Let's do that. So I'm first gonna get the shape in here, right? And then I'm gonna do a sneaky tactic here and using the pinch brush, kind of. Getting those artifacts out there. And then what I want to do is go back to painting, go to very white, not saturated, and kind of want to, maybe, not that saturated a little bit towards this orange here. So I just want to imply like a highlight edge here. Ah, that works. I'm going to do the same thing here. So we're just going to paint this in. Is this equally dark? No, it's darker. There we go. We're going to use the pinch brush, really. There we go. Thanks, man. I've been practicing. I feel like my painting skills are getting better. And then I'm gonna try a different color here, and I might overpaint on the other one. Although there's not much lighter I can go just by desaturating it. There we go. Just pinch it a little bit further. And then just might go over here with this other color and kind of change the tone a little bit. Oh, that's a bit too much. Shifty is, and now I might like just go in here again and maybe just maybe go a little bit more extreme on these highlights, because I feel now that they kind of fall flat against that those eyes. But nah, I might also not do that. I think it's just missing like a little bit bright spots here and there. Yeah, like here. It could be a little bit brighter. Just pop it a little bit more, right? Like here and here. I've got some spaces. Just give it this painterly look. Might have gone a little bit extreme here, but doesn't hurt nobody. And then put a little bit more contrast in the rounding of the eyes here. Yeah, shifty looking bastard. Right, I'm gonna save this. And I'm gonna go into shading real quick. Okay. All we have to do now is input, get the color. No, input vertex color, there we go. And that works. Nice and dandy. I'm gonna make different materials because I might want to change up how the how it looks. Vertex color. There we go. Like for instance, I might make this a lot less shiny. Just for good measure. Just have a noise texture. Where is it? Just for that extra little bit of detail. Let's just push these together. There we go. That's a bit extreme, of course. If you turn the value up here, it goes like this nice subtle thing. I've gone a little bit too far. We'll see how this looks in the final lining. And yeah, it's gonna be a thing is with those eyes, right? These bug eyes. I'ma head out. Yeah, see you later, Cage. 3 a.m. Where are you? Wait, I know where you are. You're somewhere in India or Russia, East Russia or West China. Wait, if that's right. Yeah, thanks, man. See you later. Make a brookie, a brownie, and a cookie. Let's see here. Australia. Really? Oh, nice. Well, have fun down under. Is that only plus 7 hours? Or wait, my math is off, I guess. 6 plus 3, that's 9. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's try something here, right? We have our Voronoi texture. We can scale this up, and we can put the randomness on close to nothing. And then have a vector, a vector bump at the distance, in the height, in the normal, Let's see if we can make this look like invert, and then, yeah, it kind of works, I guess. So that point is a little bit weird. I want a convert. This doesn't do anything. Yeah, I have to go this way. Kind of want to smoothen out that. There we go. That looks great. Nice. And you know what you always can do is, like, if I don't like the color, hue and saturation, I push the saturation a little bit just to fit the rest of the. Can you like push the hue if you want? It's a different color piece altogether. Blue. I think it was fine with how it looked. Yeah, this is saturation just a tad, you know. Okay, clothes. New. Dark. Rough. This one darker, and keep the specular on it. And then we'll see what we do with the texture once we start lighting. What we will do now. General layout. I'll call this lighting. In all caps. I hate it when people do that actually. Write in all caps. Like, you know, sometimes when you're working with people and, oh yeah, this is the root folder, so I'm gonna write something in all caps, and then in there are categories, and they're more important than the trash folders I made, so I'm gonna write them in all caps. And it's like, no, don't do that. Like, I really don't like it when people do that. I might have made them a little bit too cartoony. Okay, wait, let's just slide it. Okay. Let's get a very basic 3-point lighting on him for the moment. Let's get some rim lighting going. Let's put some 5000 and just play with intensity here. A little bit bigger. Let's get a key light going, and because we're a little bit mysterious, because he's sneaky, let's put a little bit under him. Right, and let's get a little bit of fill light going on, but not much. A little bit colder maybe. And remove our world lighting just a tad. Let's remove all our gizmos here. I'm gonna put this light on disk because you're gonna see, yeah, these might go be a little bit rougher. Maybe overdo the thing here a bit, make this light a little bit warmer. Just get a second rim light up here. Okay, I have to enable some stuff. Ambient occlusion. It's a shame you don't see that, but whatever. Screens. Bloom, maybe. We'll see. I do want to turn on contact shadows for all of them. So I'll select all of them and alt click contact shadows. Yeah. I'm really shifty. The shapes a little bit out. Highlight the eyes a little bit. Okay, and what do we do with the background? Just put a city behind it again. City, but a little bit like film noir-esque, I guess. I'm looking on Pixabay for something to put in the background. Okay, let's put Night Street. Right. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Oh yeah, I'm actually base it off this then. If you download a background image, you can get a very fair. Did that work? Didn't work? Not out of browser. Oh, poor me. Downloads, alley, boom. And there we go. Okay. Wait, just delete it because it's not gonna work like this because it's a reference image. I need a plane. No. There's the camera, so we're just gonna put this all the way back here. Shading. New. Now we're gonna put in an image texture. I download this, by the way, off of Pixabay, where you can get free images that are free of, well, you can use them basically. You don't have copyright on them. I might just rotate it around maybe. Oh, also I want to have the color space, not on aces, but on. No. Well, this one works, but I think this one's a bit more accurate. Yeah. Alright, go back to lighting. Okay, and now, just for the fun of it, I'm gonna add some camera. Add an empty. And have that as our focus point. And then push this to 1.4 or something. Maybe push this more towards the back where it would really be, right? So along the lines of here. Maybe it would be more like this, right? Come on, it's a really big perspective, which is kind of an issue. Might not use this image after all. Though, let's see if we can maybe. Let's see here, exposure. And we kind of need to match our lighting to this, right? So, that would be like. These lights would be more reddish. Come more from here. Fill lights would probably be warmer as well. Darker. Man, I don't like this background image. Just remove it. You know what? Let me try one more thing. It's just like not. Let's delete the lights. Second here. This is starting to look more like it. Point light here. Alright, I'm not on the. What if we added a cigar? See, sneaky and sneaky people smoke. Right. Don't quote me on that. I could really easily add one, right? enable the bloom. Now we get some nice glowing effect. We have to push this to value 6. All you gotta do is kinda not make this a perfect cylinder, something like this, yeah. Kind of bevel it. Give this a new material. Make it a little bit darker. Something like that, yeah. There we go. I can add some smoke in post. I do want it a little bit less bright. Maybe go. It's in lighting, right? Oh yeah, but that flickering doesn't really bother me. I'd rather see the end result after 3 seconds. But thanks for the tip, man. Always appreciate. Just gonna compensate this. Why are you purple? There you go. Let's really get you on there, right? Hey Bandit, joining in from last year when I last saw your streams. No video this time? What do you mean no video? Am I not videoing? Not sure what you mean, sorry. I'm gonna give the clothing very quickly a procedural do I even have a way to do this? Wave texture, let's see. Scale. Let's use the object. Just go down again. Use rings. Okay, let's see if we can quickly rotate this to. Yeah, this could work. And then kinda use that as a bump in the normal map. But welcome back, man. Thanks for joining in again. Use a little bit of distortion. And that just adds a little bit of texture here. I'm not gonna overdo it with these clothes. I'm gonna overdo it with the and don't judge me for this, but let's go blitz 5. Don't want it to be the background to be super visible. Push the value to 0.6 maybe, and then turn down the volume of the world a little bit. It's a bit too much. How is this not a sneaky bug? Just gonna really quickly. Whoops! No, grab brush. Push it a little bit inwards. There we go. Just changing values to make this look nicer. What if I make this metallic? Kind of work, right? So it's a little bit more. I'm gonna let this be on 0.55. I like adding this little bit of metallic look to it. Also the eyes. Oh yeah. Maybe not all the way. Maybe compensate a little bit with the roughness. I might color a little bit differently. More towards yellowish to stay like in par with the colors. Saturate them maybe a little bit. I don't know. They're already fully saturated. Let's see here. Darker, lighter. Maybe a little bit. No, what am I doing? Those parts, yeah. Rotate it a little bit too. There we go. Sneaky insect. Alright, no problem, man. Sina said, thank you for this nice and helpful stream. If helpful is the best compliment I can get. It really is. I kind of want to... gonna make that fill light a little bit more bluish, just to kind of push this. Like headlights coming his way. Just trying to see if I can maybe... That's fine. What if... Nah, it's fine. Alright. Let's also heard you. Hold on, is my sister watching the stream? Arya! Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Maybe the thing can be... I'm just gonna make some last second adjustments, because it's almost 5:30 and I need to make food at 5:30. Or like 6 maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna lighten this a little bit. And what I might do is a little bit cheaty. Bump, factor, height, normal. Might just give it a little bit more texture. Push the detail down, scale it up, and really very slightly. Yeah, there we go. So it gets a little bit of this texture going on. And maybe distort it a little bit. Yeah. Just get this slight additional text. There's a hot tip for you. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna leave you with the same tip I gave you yesterday. Because once I'm happy with the render, which is taking a long time, that's fine. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna open up the compositing. I'm gonna use nodes. I'm gonna ignore the composite here, and I'm gonna go output, file output. I'm gonna press // same folder, render /day04 today / there we go. And then in the item properties, I'm gonna put day04 image, add input day04 ambient occlusion. And we want to enable that in the past. So we need something else. Nah, it's fine. And then we can put these in here. PNG, that's fine. Color depth 8. Yeah, I'm gonna do too crazy stuff with it. And then render, and then I'll have these two files. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Check the links down below. If you want to support my work, go to patreon.com/bandite or go to Twitter. My Twitter handle is chantinggent. Or you can follow me on ArtStation. All the links are down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. I'm gonna do this daily. I've doomed myself again this year. We are at day 4. 27 days to go. Well, I hope you had fun. And see you later.